Mattson from WCCO TV, and it's my pleasure to introduce my good friend Ron Henderson, the Fitness King, presenting Motivation, one word to help change your life.
Welcome to Motivation. I'm Ron Henderson, aka the Fitness King. With me on today's show is the lovely, the talented Miss Terri Mattson. Terri is a motivational speaker. She's a certified integrative wellness and life coach. She holds a certificate in holistic nutrition and is a health and wellness mentor, motivational speaker, author. Welcome to Motivation, Terri.
Well, thanks for having me.
How are you?
I'm great.
She, folks, she got a good grip. Do it again.
Yeah.
She got a good grip too. What are you doing? What are you like? What are you squeezing? What are you squeezing? You got strong hands.
I just keep it moving.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a runner. I run almost every single day.
Yeah.
And when you have to keep your own body weight up and propel yourself forward,
Yeah.
it kind of works all over. So
Right.
that's the big secret.
Well, you look great. Welcome to Motivation.
Thank you.
Can I ask you one question before we start?
Sure.
This is a trademark of Motivation.
All righty.
Can you tell me and our viewing audience one thing about yourself that most people do not know? Even your best friend maybe won't even know this.
Oh, that's a good. I have one. I have one of those.
Okay.
Oh gosh, now everybody's gonna know it. So there it goes for a party game.
Okay.
I was meter maid.
Really?
A meter maid for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
I was one of those people that went around and wrote tickets for expired meters.
Okay.
Kind of a thing of the past, but that's what I did for a little while.
I bet you were good at that. Were you mean to people?
No,
Right?
well, you might have thought so, but no, I don't think so. It actually turns out that being a meter maid is also a PR position for the city.
Okay, really?
Because you're spreading goodwill and you're talking to people. If they have an expired meter and they come up and they're shopping in the area, you just want them, you know, that's good. But what you're trying to do is keep the people who work there from taking up spots in the shoppers' spots. So, but it's something I did for a couple of years, and
And how did you get that job? What made you want to do that?
Interesting. I was working for the police department in a small town in Iowa in the
Really?
investigative. Yeah.
5-0? Were you like 5-0?
Yeah, I was the police department.
Okay.
No. So I worked as a clerical secretary in the investigative unit, and it was temporary because somebody was on leave. And then this position opened up, and it's a civil service job, so you have to be in the right place at the right time and have followed all. So I happened to be there, get some experience, and applied for the position, and yeah, it was one of those things you didn't really mean to grow up to be a meter maid, a parking meter maid, but
So did you grow up in Iowa?
I did.
Okay. What was school like for you?
School in Iowa, well, I grew up in a small town, a railroad community, Owine, maybe some people know that.
Never heard of it. I lived in Des Moines, never heard of that.
Well, yeah, a little small town. The railroad is what made it. So the school, I think I graduated with 190 people.
Okay.
And so you knew almost everybody in your class and participated in, but for the most part, everybody knew everybody. So. Nice little place to grow up.
Yep. So what did you major in high school? Because based on what you do now for a living, I'm just kind of curious. What what was the foundation? What got you to where you are now? Because in high school, what did you major in?
I majored in knowing people.
Okay.
And,
all right.
and all types of people, all groups of people, accepting them for who they were and floating in and out of a variety of groups, and just trying to be a good person to get to know everybody, so you can know what's going on and work with everybody. Everybody's different, and you just got to love them where they are for what they're doing at the time, and float off.
So much of that, because when I was looking at some of your information, I noticed you went back to school at 47 years of age. What was that about?
Well, I didn't have a college degree. Always kind of wanted one. A little envious of the people who have the stories and the memories. And I have 4 grown boys. Maybe we'll talk about them later. And they all went off to college, and I always worked. And then when we got pregnant with the first one, it was, well, I'll try to stay at home, but I don't really know little people, and I've not been around them. So I stayed home. And so as time went on, and you hear more stories of college, it's just something I always wanted. So after raising our kids and being there for them and getting them where they needed to be and helping them get into college, I think I still had 2 kids at home when I went back to school, and it was all about me, and I was I was excited about it. I was ready for it, and it was so great and so fun. And
Where did you go?
I went to Normandale Community College.
Yes, yeah.
Great school. So I shared classes with with people my kids' age. So I'd be there with somebody that's a senior in high school or first year out. So continually learning more about where they are and what they're doing. And they energized me, and I think I energized them. And I always had kind of a good friend there, and it was always some high school kid. And they always liked me, so we did homework together. And
You're kind of just a little helper.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. As were they. I mean, the generations might be different, but everybody has something to offer, and you just have to be open to take that in.
I believe it. So what did you take there for courses, because you're in health and wellness now, and I want to talk about that, but were you interested in health and wellness back then when you were in college?
You know,
At Ronald?
no, not the health and wellness. It's interesting because it all circles back. I was interested in my own emotional wellness.
Let's talk about that and go from there. Okay,
So
where did it start?
it was something I really wanted to do. It was a piece that I thought was missing. Now, I'm sure we'll get to my family. My husband is just wonderful, been married 36 years. And when I went back to school, he's like, well, you don't need that. You're fabulous. You know, you're smart. People don't know you went to college. They would have no idea if you didn't tell them. But for me, it was a personal thing I needed for me to grow. It was something that I felt was holding me back, just as who I wanted to be and how I saw myself. My own vision of who I thought I wanted to be. And so the opportunity, you know, we were in a stage in our life where I could focus on me a little bit, and I embraced that. So wellness, not so much for others, but at that point of time, it was something I needed for me.
Part of it. Okay. Yep. So then, how did you get into the business that you're in now?
Well,
What started all that?
Well, it's interesting. I always say, well, it depends on how far back you want to go, and we don't need to go back quite that far. But service provider, if you see in my history, I worked for Lancome Cosmetics as a makeup artist, and that was all about helping people feel better about their appearance. And everybody can do something different. Just teach them some tools so they can own it. And then I got involved with Weight Watchers. And they've changed their name, but when I was with them, it was Weight Watchers. And
what is it now?
Wellness Works, I believe.
Oh, okay.
And so I was a leader, and so I went in, and I was the one that stood in the front of the room and talked to people and followed their what they wanted us to talk about that week. Then I went into corporate accounts.
Okay, let's back up. What got you into Weight Watchers?
Well, a friend of mine that I did some volunteer work joined it, and I thought she looked great. And then when she got to her goal weight, I thought she looked amazing, and I thought, wow, I want part of that.
Because most people gain it back that go through those programs. Most people.
And you know, and that brings me to have to say that if you do whatever plan you're on, if you work the plan will work for you. And some of them are more sustainable than others, and that's something we can talk about too. But you have to have a plan, you have to have a goal, you have to have a reason. And I always, you've got to have something over here so you know where you're going. If you don't have a goal, if you don't have a reason, you don't know where to go.
Exactly.
So staying focused on that and having that will help you stay on track, help you stay on plan. But when you lose that reason, and you forget why you wanted that improvement, that's when you fall off, and that's when you no longer are able to sustain where you are. But any kind of weight loss program, and I know you're aware of this too, whether you want to lose 10 pounds or 310 pounds, it's the same journey, it's the same commitment, it is the same mindset, devotion, dedication, and as you know, because you're a coach with the training, sometimes you need a champion to walk alongside you until you get to where you want to be. And then you still need that person just to check in and help you.
And most people need that, and they're not even aware of it. When you sit and you watch people, I know people that I see them doing so much stuff. It's so bad for their body, but they would never think of getting a trainer because they think they know what they're doing. And you can look at them and see exactly why that's screwing up the lower part, that's doing this.
Right.
Yes.
Well, right, and then they stop doing it because
Right.
it hurts.
Sure,
Something
exactly.
doesn't feel right. And if they just would have taken a little time to get some help
Right.
from somebody with some experience
Yeah.
and some knowledge
Yeah.
that can encourage them to do what they need to do in the right way.
Yeah, right, correctly, yes.
And make some changes, because they
Right.
might think lifting a bazillion
Sure,
pounds
yeah.
is a good idea, but
Yeah.
no, it's better if
Right,
you do more
right.
reps.
Arnold
Yeah.
Schwartz.
We can't all be that guy.
Sylvester Stallone. Let me do my eyes for a second. Look at Sylvester Stallone.
You
too.
go.
Adrian, you Adrian. No,
Ooh.
not very good.
But I felt, yeah.
Okay, so you left. You went from weight loss to where'd you go? Weight Watchers.
Weight Watchers, yeah. Well, then I just stepped back and took some time. There was some, my uncle passed and my mom needed some help.
Sure.
She was in Iowa,
Yeah.
and so I needed to be flexible, go back and forth. And my husband was doing some traveling. I wanted to go with him.
Mm-hmm.
So fortunately or unfortunately, I ended up leaving them.
Okay.
And about 9 months later, I got a call from a former client that wanted me to come back and work with them. And
Okay.
I explained I don't work there anymore, and I'm
Right,
not doing
right.
that. Well, we don't care, and I said, and besides, it's more about wellness than weight loss, and I can't talk about wellness when I work for them, and it's just not a good fit, because
Right.
not everybody wants to lose weight. A lot of people just want to feel
Right.
better about
Exactly.
whatever.
Exactly, whatever, right.
Mhm,
Yeah.
Wake up feeling
People
better.
are so different. Yes.
They are. So what's wellness to you? It's
Mhm.
different.
Exactly.
And oh no, that's exactly what we want. We don't want to talk about weight loss. We want all that. And so, well, let me think about it for a while. Let me see if I can put a plan together.
Mhm.
And I did, and that's what launched me. It was somebody else asking me to come back into the wellness world.
So you went and worked for somebody else,
Mhm.
right? So when did you start your own business?
3 years ago this month.
Okay, and what is the name of your business again?
Beginning Today Lifestyle Wellness. I
Okay.
started out with Beginning Today till I saw it posted in a list of businesses, and I came across that Beginning Today. What does that mean? Beginning Today. So if you don't get a chance to hear me explain it,
Right.
so that's where Beginning Today Lifestyle Wellness. And actually, one of my sons started out with that full title,
Okay.
and I
Okay.
removed it, thinking less is more,
Sure.
until I saw it, and I thought, no, in this case, more is better.
Right, for
So,
what you do. Yes.
Beginning Today Lifestyle Wellness.
Okay, and what type of services do you guys provide?
Well, we guys provide several different types of services. We'll start out with the first one, which is obvious. There's the one-on-one coaching. So it's just working together, discovering what it is you think is bothering you, maybe looking a little bit more,
Right.
and bringing up some of those other things and dealing with the bigger picture to help you get on the track you want to
Right,
be, just to
okay.
straighten it out a little bit. And I have to caveat, I'm not an MD, so we do keep that clear. I bring that
Sure.
up, make sure you talk to your doc first.
Yeah.
The other thing that I do that I enjoy is going in and talking to corporations, and I also go in and I talk to senior communities, which we can touch on as well. But that's a 60-minute interactive PowerPoint presentation
Okay.
on little things that you can change in your habits
Right.
to help you get maximum results.
Yeah. Mhm.
Change a little bit at a time, one at a time, to get you where you need to be. So
Right.
it's
Oh, yeah.
so I go in, and they're fun and interactive, and I always say when I leave, I want to leave some experts in the room.
Sure.
You need to be empowered to do the things we
Right.
talk about.
Yeah.
So we always have a little handout that you can work on. I know we're probably going to talk about the planner that I wrote, my
Yeah,
book, which
yeah,
I'm so
they'll see it on the
excited
screen.
about.
Yeah.
And so now you can follow along and track and keep up with all of that. So that's the second one. The third one is I go in and I do a series. So I like them to be 12 weeks. We can do shorter periods of time, but I think 12 weeks is really optimal. So I come in the same time, the same day, for a half hour, and we talk about a variety of topics.
Right.
And we might commit to one small change.
Yeah.
And then we continue to grow. And in those, if I'm in a corporate setting, sometimes it's relatability. It's why do I want to be here?
Right.
Maybe you haven't built relationships, so we do things to help
Right.
build a relationship in your office.
Yeah.
I tell when I'm talking to the people, the business owners or CEOs or presidents, what I say is, you spend all this time hiring the right person,
Sure.
interviewing and hiring
Sure.
the right person, then all this time onboarding them and getting them into your culture and getting it to. So now you need to spend time making sure that they feel like they're part of the work family.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's the third piece. You need to retain the people that you spend all this time, money, and
Sure,
energy
sure.
in bringing them on board.
Sure.
So I'm that person that I can come in and help set different
Right.
little fun goals. And
Are you incorporating
challenge.
anything like what they call Six Sigma in there? Different techniques?
I would have to say no.
Okay.
No, most of the things it'd be, and this is so fun. This is one of the things I did just to help build community and family within the workplace.
Right.
So when they're standing around at the water cooler, they see each other, they have something fun to talk about instead of sitting in the break room just either playing a
Sure.
game or
Oh, yeah.
staring at the TV,
Oh, yeah.
interactive. And so we did do you know what the game bags or cornhole is?
Sure.
We set up a bracket for that, and I arranged to purchase the games for the company, and then they took, so then, the first goal is get a partner. So they went throughout the company, picked a
Right.
partner, and then they had to pick days that they were gonna practice and
Yep.
play and post them so that people could watch. And then they started off in the brackets playing each other, and so it was a little friendly competition, people would come and
Sure.
watch. And they loved
People
it.
like that, yeah.
Oh my gosh, they loved it. When can we do that again? When can we do that again? And it's like you
Sure.
can do it anytime
Well,
you want to, but
yeah.
they need
You got-
somebody to.
You got to move into it. Let me ask you this question. So, what type of companies typically hire you?
Good question. Small to medium are best, and I only say that because
Yep.
I need the people who hire me to believe in the wellness,
Of course, yes.
to know that they need to treat their work family, their
Right.
employees, like their family.
Right.
And so they need to buy in the fact that we need to do whatever it is to lift these people up, to make them feel like we care.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, if somebody in your house gets sick, you do everything you can to get them feeling better, to lift them up, whether it's change what they're eating or
Sure.
get them, the medical treatment.
Right.
So when you're talking to your work family, look how many hours these people spend. They need to feel like you care.
Oh, yeah.
That it's important that they're there, not just that if they're not there, the work doesn't get done.
Sure.
If they're not there, I notice.
Sure.
You make
Oh, yeah.
a difference. Without you, it's a different place here.
Yeah, some of these things are common sense, but common sense ain't that common.
Yeah, that's right.
People
That's
don't
right.
practice-
Yeah.
People don't practice it.
Yeah, and they forget because we're all busy and you get higher up in the ladder and you're managing all these people and
Right.
so it's all these people and you forget that it's this person
Yep,
and that.
yep.
And then if it's your business, you're worried about the financials and how
Yep.
this is all coming together and so you forget. So they need to embrace the fact they need to bring somebody in to help them
Sure. And these
fill
are,
the void.
And these are in the workshops, but you also, you do keynote presentations.
Right.
And what do you typically speak on for those?
When I speak on, like I said, the wellness topics, whether it be how to make changes in nutrition, how to understand nutrition labels. For somebody like yourself who gets it,
Yeah.
it seems black and white, seems pretty obvious. But
For
if,
some people.
well, for some people, but if you don't ever turn it around and look at it and
Right.
understand it, all you see
I
is
know.
it's 175 calories and 2 grams of sugar, or whatever it is.
Sure.
But how many servings?
Well, they're not really
And-
looking, right. Yeah.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
and daily percent of
Sure.
vitamins and.
Yeah, fat,
So it's
and
work-
salt, all that garbage.
And and then if this is 2 or 3 servings worth,
Right.
and with our world of supersizing, that little
Right.
bag of chips is like this, that's
Right.
not 1 serving anymore.
Sure.
So working with them now, working on sleep habits.
Yep, okay.
So I have a presentation on how to do things to sleep better, to sleep
Okay.
healthier. The importance of drinking water. One of my
Yeah.
favorite topics is how you can eat your water.
Mhm.
So things like that, and it's fun. You spend an hour, and like I said, I always throw the questions out to the audience,
Right.
and they play back, and so they walk away empowered because they presented and they've come up with the ideas, and then I connect them.
Right.
So she said this, anybody else? And oh, and so
Right.
this, and well, what do you guys think about putting
Sure.
that together?
Yep,
And
yep.
they start
Mhm.
feeling empowered to be part of the next movement to wellness.
Right, right. So, Terri, what do you think has been the secret to your success with what you do?
Well, my sense of humor, if you haven't picked up on it
Okay,
yet.
all right.
So, and that inclusion part. I think when people fill out, the different surveys, they feel valued.
Right.
They feel heard, and they enjoy the presentation.
Right.
You know, I don't know about you, if you've ever gone to something and you're sitting there and just,
I usually leave. My time is too valuable.
Exactly right. So if I'm not, if you're not
Right.
involved, engrossed,
Right.
owning it, feeling like you're part of it, if you leave, what's going to happen?
Right.
And so that's what I feel I bring, is making people laugh and enjoy
Sure.
it and want to hear the next nugget.
Yep.
What else? Oh my gosh, if I leave now, what else is
Sure.
going to be shared?
That's really good. That's really good. What would be an ideal client for you?
And well,
Because you can't help everybody. In other words, you only have so many hours in a day.
Yeah.
It's like me, you only have so many hours in a day. I don't want any more
Right.
personal training clients. I don't want any more. Tell people that. I don't want any more personal training clients.
Yeah.
Unless they really, if they're close to somebody that knows me, and they really, really need me because of who I am, I will do it, but I don't want any, I really don't want any more clients. So understanding your time is the same way. What's an ideal client for you?
An ideal client for me would be that small to medium-sized business that knows the value. I know I've said this, I don't mean to sound like a broken
That's
record,
fine,
I'm
yeah.
aware. That really knows and understands the
Right.
value of maintaining, retaining, keeping their talent, making those people feel special, because everybody, at this day and age, people will leave for a small increase in pay.
Right.
What makes you different? What do you offer?
Right.
And your employees are your advertising.
Oh, yeah.
So in my company, we have a wellness team, and we have this person that comes in once a week, and we do these different challenges. We never know if it's going to be a water challenge, or if it's going to be a couch to 5K, or if we're going to be educated on a vitamin or bone health. And this is, oh, it's so exciting. I can, you know, so this is my ideal client, somebody who cares about the people that they work.
Right. What's committed? Active age. What's the average age of people in the active
You know,
communities?
I'm probably not.
You're guessing.
If I were guessing, I would say, oh, that's so hard, because 55 and up.
Right.
So it depends on which one you're in, but you know, it's, I'm really not.
Okay. I asked you this question, Terri, because of the fact that people, they turn 55, they turn 60, and they think they're old, and they're not. And I've had people come at 58 years of age. I have a client now, he just turned 80. He's got more muscle mass on him now than he did at 58 when he started, period, okay? Another client of mine, he's 69, he's got the V shape, he's built, and he came with nothing at that when he started. I think he started at what, 52 or 53?
Right, right.
Hadn't worked out, okay? So there's a lot you can do, and people think they're old at that age, they just need to start moving.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So the 55 and older communities are for people who like, I just want to move one more time and never move again. And so they move there, and it's no different than housing.
Right.
It's no different than going somewhere else. But they know as the years go by, or if they're snowbirds, they've got a place and it's all taken care of if something comes up. Or if it's a couple and one of them. So age really doesn't have a whole lot to do with it. It's kind of a desire of where you want to be. But I love that what you're saying about, I'm 60, never did a thing. Yay, today's the first day of the rest of your life, so let's get this going. And there's some really healthy seniors. I mean, and they're active, and they're kind of, they run the show. I come in and you can tell who's in charge in that group. But they're fabulous and interesting, and so much to offer. Have you read the book, and I'm not going to be able to get the author's name, Better Next Year?
No, I'm reading so many books, no. Haven't read that.
Yeah, again.
I haven't finished my books that I'm writing, so.
Oh, that's right, yeah, yay. So Better Next Year, it was a doctor and a patient, and I think he was a lawyer. And they wrote it together, and it was just, you know, he was kind of out of shape, but it's that thing that, you start now, and next year you're better than you are this year.
I agree.
And you have to just stay, but moving your body is key.
Oh yeah. And I'm timing in with you, because I had a client at 65 years of age. He was engaged to be married, and his wife that he married was 40. He had to tell her that he was 65. He never lied about his age. She just thought he was like 50. That's the level of condition he got himself into.
Right.
And that was training 3 years, 3 days a week. He trained hard. He looked really great. And she's like, I can't believe you're 65 years of age.
Yeah.
But she was in love with him. They're still married. That was, how many years? That would have been, that's 20 some years ago now, and they're still married. I think that's a great story. It's a testament to people taking care of themselves.
Right.
we were talking with one of my friends, Mark Rosen, earlier before the interview, and we talk about that a lot. It's about, we don't believe in retiring, and the word that I use is refiring. So the later years of life, my dad's 93, travels all over the world. He's in great condition because he prepared for those later years. He's thinking physically, fiscal. And so looking at you and what you do, obviously you love what you're doing, and I'm assuming that probably comes across very well with your clients.
Thank you. Yeah, I hope so. I think so. It's a great relationship you have with other people. But you're so right. It's helping them open the door to the realization that today is the first day of the rest of your life. You can go forward and you can be your best person. Whatever's happened has happened. Bye-bye. Let it go and move forward and go do, and you know, focus and refocus. So as your client did, refocus and fine tune and retune and redefine.
Exactly.
You know, and when I'm talking to different people and something that helps them, it's what is your identity? If I was going to say, tell me 3 things that you think, when you think of you, what would you say? Say, you know, Ron, give me your type 3. I won't. This is
about you.
Yes,
this is about
yes.
you.
So 3 things, and then it's so what do you think that if I asked one of your friends, what would they say were the 3 things? And then what do you wish were the 3 things? And it helps you identify
clarification on what,
and you know, and I run, so I'm a runner. So that's one of the things that I know about me. And maybe you're a swimmer, so that's what you know about you. And so when you say that, well, I wished I could say I was a runner. Fabulous. How are we going to change that mindset so that when you start introducing yourself to people, you get to add that?
Sure.
So to your point, 63, 93.
Yeah, how you speak. To me, 65 is a new 40.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can go to the French Regional, what do you call it, the rope park. I could go there with grandkids or whatever, or friends' kids, grab the rope like this and bring my feet over my head and drop down, and all these people that are 50 years of age, who got their bellies sticking out, they're sitting at the picnic tables because they can't do anything.
I know,
and that's kind of sad. It is. Sad. Yeah.
But they don't have the right person. They don't have the right champion. Them.
Yeah.
They don't have the vision yet, and they don't have the right champion.
And some people don't care, by the way, Terry.
Well, yeah.
I've met a lot of multi-millionaires that are making millions and millions of dollars, and I won't say their names, and they could not care less about exercise. And they just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and they're making all this money. And it's really sad because they look like they're maybe 75 old, and they're like 55 or 53 years of age.
Yeah, I've seen some of those people too, and I don't know in their heart of hearts if they really don't care. But at this point, it's like it's too hard. They feel it's too hard to do something about it.
And they think they can't change it.
And what if I fail?
Sure. Oh yeah.
How is that going to look?
Yeah, a lot of people deal with that. And if they want to email you,
it's again Terri, Terri at beginning-today.com.
All right, folks, you've heard it here on Motivation. The one and talented, the lovely Miss Terri Mattson, talking about health and wellness. So make sure that you go to her. You're on Facebook as well?
I'm on Facebook, Beginning Today Lifestyle Wellness. Okay,
Lifestyle Wellness. Follow her on Facebook. Stay up to date on what's going on in the world of health, nutrition, and healthy living. You've been watching Motivation, and all that you do is stay fit, stay blessed, and we'll see you next time on Motivation. Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
To book Ron Henderson for your next event, call 612-386-8178 or send an email to ron@fitnessking.com. That's ron@fitnessking.com.